So did you know that the process of taking African students in private universities in India works exactly the same way people use to get sex workers from Africa to go and work in India? So welcome, and today I'm going to discuss about something which is very sad. It's not a good thing at all, especially to African students studying in India. And this is something which it needed to be out and people needed to speak about it, because there are a lot of people who are suffering from it and they don't have anywhere they can speak about the truth which they are living every day. Few days back, I don't remember when was that, but I stumbled on a video on YouTube which was explaining the process of taking African young girls, taking them to India or to any other country. It can be being lied that they are going for jobs and for other good opportunities to work in hotels or whatever it can be and to make money, but they end up being as sex workers in those countries. How am I connecting this to the process of taking African students going to study in India? I have a good experience of this because I myself have been living it. I've been seeing many other people suffering from the same thing, and I can easily explain it to the world so people can understand what's really going on with most African students leaving Africa to go and study in India. So the first problem is that most of us in Africa know that studying abroad outside of Africa usually costs too much. That concept made it easy for most private universities in India to easily catch African students who knows that studying abroad will cost too much. Probably a year will be around $10,000 or more than that, and they easily catch you with showing you that they can give you 100% scholarship, that you're not going to pay too much, and the cost of what you can pay can be around $2,000, $3,000 or $4,000, which is like a win for an African student who knows that they're going abroad for just $3,000 a year, including hostel, food, and school fees. It's a very huge deal for them. And something which is so common with most advertisements of these private schools is that they always add 100% scholarship, or any scholarship it can be, making it seem as if they're giving you a very huge discount on the amount of price which you are going to pay when you should be there, because they know that in Africa there is a concept that if you go to study abroad you have to pay too much, so we are going to offer you a scholarship. And I myself was a victim of this. They lied to me that they're going to give me a scholarship, and unfortunately when I reached India I came to find out that I was even actually paying more than some other students, meaning my scholarship was not even a real scholarship. It was just a fees which I was paying. And how does this all work? It all starts with when an Indian university, private university, find another African who is probably jobless, who may be finished from their same university and is jobless. He doesn't have anything to do, and what they offer him is, if you bring more students, we'll give you part of what they're going to pay as school fees or maybe as registration fees. And it works like that forever. And many students sometimes who even have been victim of the same thing, once they reach India, they have been in those schools. Sometimes it happens that the same schools offer them also the same opportunity of bringing to us more students, and we give you money. And I even saw it when I was registering one of my friends at the same school where I was, and it's not because I wanted it, it's because his parents forced me to let him study at the same school as me. But they proposed me that if you want, we can give you money, the registration fees of this person. The big percentage is going on you personally, and the small percentage is going on the school, which means this is the process which most Africans are using. So basically, Indian private universities use Africans who are jobless, who don't have money, who don't have anything to do, and take them to lie to students about the hostels they are going to live, about the food which they're going to give, about the kind of education which they're going to get. And they pack a lot of lies when they're trying to get you registered in their universities. Sometimes they show you pictures of the best hostel which it can be, and when you reach there, the hostel is not painted, or the bed is a very small bed, or the room is a room of most people and you didn't want to eat, or the food is very rubbish. I remember this is one of the things they lied to me. Especially, they specifically say that they're going to give you a food from an international chief, and when you reach there is some Indian dude, very dirty plates and very dirty stuff, who is serving you food which is not even good. And if you try to tell them that the food is not good, there will never be any change. This is what's going on actually. So basically, you leave your country knowing that you're going to a very good university after seeing a lot of advertisements and being lied by your own African friends, thinking that the place is actually good. And once you reach there, you thought you had actually a scholarship, and then you find out that you are paying 3 times more than Indians, and maybe you're paying more than even one of your classmates who is also another African. Everyone has his own scholarship. Stuff are just disorganized. The only goal is, once the agent, who is your fellow African, gets you in that university, he gets the money and he doesn't care about any other thing which can happen to you later on when you're already there. So this method actually actually works easily, as I said earlier, because of the problem of Africans thinking that studying abroad costs a lot, which is not true. Studying abroad depends on any university which you can go, and you can get a scholarship wherever it can be. Even in Harvard, wherever it can be on this planet Earth, you can get a scholarship which will be 100%, which is not as these universities claim those scholarships to be, which are not right scholarship. They're just their way of attracting you to buy their product more, because they know that if they claim that they're giving you a scholarship, you will be rushing to get it, because nobody wants to lose a scholarship. So what can you do? Stop rushing after free things. Stop rushing after promises. And sometimes it's something which I was even asking myself. It was sounding too good to be true. Can you imagine? Can you ask yourself, how can you be registered in university which didn't even check your documents or anything? They register you and they let you come. They do everything to let you come. When they didn't even check your documents, they didn't even check any of your things. They just let you come quickly like that. It's something which really shows that they don't anywhere care about the education they're going to give you, but what they care about getting more money. And also same things for the agents. It shows that they don't care about the people who they're bringing. All they care about is to get a $200 more or a $300 more from the new students who they're going to bring, and that is blocking yourself. This is maybe to any agent who might be watching me right now. You should stop that. When you're blocking yourself in such university, earning I don't know $200 or $300 per student, you're basically blocking yourself, because if you could go and work on something much better, you could earn more than that. But you're just blocking yourself somewhere where you know you will be hated by people and they will never like the experience which you are taking them through. So how can we end this? The very first thing which we need to do is, for these Indian private universities, they should try at least the much which they can to listen to students. The problem which happens is that even when they get international students as Africans, they create, for example, at the school where I was, there is an office for international students, but which unfortunately is led by Indians. How will they know the struggle which Africans go through? And all they do there is just to get orders from other authorities and submit them to African students. They don't listen to people, and they don't listen to needs of people, and they claim to be an international students office which help them when it doesn't help them on anything. They just represent them and creates events which don't even help African students. They just do things to distract them and to earn more students, not to help African students who are actually in India. And this happens in a lot of universities. There is no thing which African students can do in any university. They're just there to live what they're imposing to them, whatever it can be. So Indian private universities should find a way of changing this. Instead of imposing things on African students, they should find a way of making things much better for them. And one first thing which is very common to most of African students in India is food. They lie to people that they're going to give good food, and when you come there is no good food at all. If they just change only that, I assure you it can change your business. Second thing is about agents. I once discussed with one person who literally told me of how they do everything which they can in order to facilitate African students to leave any of their country which they are, and let them go outside, and after that they leave everything into the hands of the university, which is also another thing which is very wrong. If you facilitate someone to go somewhere where they don't know anything about it, you shouldn't do that because you just want your money. If you are claiming to be an agent who can help, please help them in everything which they can do, and when they have any complaint later on, be there for them. If you're not doing that, you're just being a fake person who is not an agent but a thief and a scammer, and these things have to be punished. They should be considered as scammers, not as agents, because there is nothing at which they help us on, rather than just taking our money and working as agents, and they don't do anything to help people. Please add honesty on what you do. And the last thing, let's believe in Africa. Let's believe in the quality of studies which you have in Africa. The true thing is that you can easily get some materials when it comes to the internet to practice and other things in India, but when it comes to the quality of education, especially in private universities, there is no quality in education in private universities in India. In Africa, it's even much better than India. So what you can do, if you want to go to university, a public university is actually much better than a private university. And if you go to a private university, make sure you learn by yourself. Don't wait for the university to teach you, because all they need is your money, and as long as you pay your fees, you will pass. You don't have to worry about that. So at the end of this thing, all I just wanted to describe is how there is something very wrong going on, and many people think that African students who are in India are all happy with the experiences they have there. They are not. They think is they have been taken there, lied and promised many wrong things which they actually never seen. And if you are an African student and you have seen something wrong happening to you, type it in the comments. If there was a lie which they gave you specifically, type it in the comments, and let's expose the wrong things which they are doing to African students in India by private universities. Thank you so much for being here. See you next time.